Hello my friends, it's Gabriel with The Last Huntsman here. So it's going to be just kind of a short and sweet little video. It's just kind of here in my little computer spare room here. And I'm going to be making a huge announcement. So as you guys know, a little while back ago I showed you guys the prototype here of my design, Huntsman. Brought it to Blade Show with me, kind of was showing it around. It was kind of, a lot of people was liking it and stuff. This original prototype was made by Bear Force Knives. And that's it right there. Got a little bit of swelling and stuff. This one was made out of 52-100 steel. Kind of a medium to high saber grind on it. And I've been looking around for some time now to find a company that will actually be producing this knife. Well, talked around and stuff, got some people's opinions, made some slight changes, and I have a company that will be producing this knife. And speaking of which, this leather sheath, absolutely amazing, made by Spirit of the Bear. Be sure to check him out, Michael Spangers. Back to what I was saying, now I do have a company that will be producing my knife. Let me introduce to you guys the Huntsman by Very Good Knife Company. Check that out. So his, it's not in 52-100, it's an 80CR V2. Absolutely love that steel. We're going with like more of a polished look. We changed up the handle scales a little bit. We made the micarta come all the way out to the guard. Makes it a lot more comfortable in hand. We'll have to agree. Brought the grind up just a little bit more. 3/16 sharp spine. Already been using this one some. And of course, we're making it come with a kydex sheath. This is my own little upgrade. I don't know what kind of belt attachment will be coming with these. That's probably still kind of something in the works. But if it was totally up to me, I would have some kind of nylon dropper with like a snap Velcro thing like this. And then I just put my own little leather patch with my logo on there. Thank you, Spirit of the Bear, Michael Spangers, for that as well. That was kydex sheath is actually pretty nice. Very Good Knife Company does amazing work with his kydex. I'm very impressed with that sheath. Back to the knife. So we'll say this has a little bit better edge thickness, and it just seems a little more refined than my original prototype. I think a lot of people are going to be excited about it. One other change he did was actually, so you can kind of see how the pommel end on that one is versus this. So he kind of brought that out a little bit, which I actually think it feels a lot better in hand. You can easily do that kind of Becker type of grip on it and just really kind of choke back, get a lot of work out of it. So what I wanted this knife for was kind of like a companion blade. So say if you're out in the woods and you got your little handy belt knife on you, but you need something a little bit more significant, get through some bone or delimbing or chopping and stuff. The way this blade profile is, as you guys can see, it has a decent amount of weight forward. And one of the things that we decided on that helped with that was the original here is just a solid tang, no cutouts, no nothing. This one, we actually decided to take some material out, not really skeletonized, but just took some material out just to kind of lighten up the handle, put more weight towards the blade. So it really kind of does have that small like almost hatchet type of feel. Something else to kind of think about too, and I didn't even really think about this when I designed it, but after getting it out in field and use and stuff, as you guys can see, the edge kind of comes at an angle. So even when you're cutting normal, it's always almost pulling material almost like a recurve without having the deep recurve type of edge, which I think is kind of annoying and not really as useful as what some people like to hype it up to be. Just my opinion. So I know one thing that some people are going to bring up too is we did decide to go with flat scales. Now, right off the bat, I'm going to say I think I've handled some knives that are very extremely comfortable, like this one, with flat scales. And I've handled some knives that has a lot of contouring that are not that comfortable. And so I think it all depends on how the maker actually does it. But we kind of decided to go with flat scales for a few reasons. One, very good knife company, that's kind of just how he does his handles, which he does a very good job with these. You know, if you guys remember, I did the review on the TRC Apocalypse, and if you look, all the TRC knives are like this. They all have relatively flat scales, but they're all very comfortable. There's no flies on the comfort or ergonomics on those, and this is no different. Like, I could do just that Ninja death grip and I don't get any hot spots whatsoever. So for means of production, this is quite a bit easier to do. But also, one of the major thing is, and I've kind of seen this, a few other knife testers have seen this with knives before, sometimes when you start getting a lot of like palm swell and almost making it too ergonomic, the problem can be when you're chopping, especially when you're just waylaying on something, and I've had this happen to me before. The blade can sometimes deflect, you know, do this kind of number. And I know some of the keyboard type of people are going to act like they've never had that happen to them, and probably because they don't ever actually get out in real life. But I have had that happen to me. Actually, there's testament that that has happened to me before. So I actually find that for actual use, a good ergonomic flat scales can actually be not only easier and better to index, but just safer in general. So this is my knife. It's going to be releasing in August. I'm going to try to give you guys an update of when that exactly is going to be. I'm kind of thinking mid-August, and from what I've been told, we're on the first drop of these. Now, mind you, very good knife company is a small company. He's, you know, American kind of small shop down in Georgia. The first drop of these are probably going to be like right around 20 to 25 or so. So it's not going to be a lot of them. And the price point that we're talking about is probably right around the like 320, 350-ish, which in my opinion, I think is a great buy for an American-made knife. I talked to, you know, a handful of other guys, and they said they couldn't even touch that with, you know, with their own shops and stuff. So for an American-made knife and, you know, great steel with this much grinding and everything that this is going to be coming with, I think that's quite a deal. But let me know what you guys think. I am very excited for these to come out. So with all that being said, be prepared both physically and spiritually. God bless, and carry on.